My name's Melanie Berman, and I'm with the Arkansas Procurement Technical Assistance Center. I am the program director here. We have two office locations, one based in Little Rock, and that's where the majority of our staff is located. And then we have an office in Northwest Arkansas. We do cover the entire state, so just keep that in mind. In normal everyday life, not in a pandemic, we travel across the whole state. We have events all over. Currently, as you can see, we're doing everything virtually. So the Arkansas PTAC is called a Procurement Technical Assistance Center. And as you can see by this map, there are locations in all, the majority of all the 50 states. We have a location in Guam also, and they're spread out all over. Arkansas has a statewide program, but as you can see, California, Texas, Ohio, New York, some of those are regional programs just based on the population of that area. So in 2018, our PTACs served over 54,000 small business clients and helped them win over $26 billion in government contracts. And when we say government contracts, you know, that can be federal, but that can also be state and local, and even school districts. Anything with taxpayer money is a government contract. And so for every dollar that the federal government puts in, that's $634 on return. I did notice a few of you guys who are joining us today are from outside of Arkansas. So welcome. We're so glad that you're joining us for this program. But when it comes to one-on-one assistance, we would simply refer you to the PTAC in your area, and you can find the PTAC office in your area. You can either call us and ask, or I put a link in here and we'll send these PowerPoint slides to you afterwards. This is also the main website for the Association of Procurement Technical Assistance Centers, and you can find everything related to PTACs on this website. So in Arkansas, we just finished out our program year in June 30th of this year. And we are very, very proud of all of our Arkansas PTAC clients. They received over $187 million in government contracts, the majority of that being federal. And that's about 1,600 contracts, and they created or retained 3,900 jobs. So we're very proud of our clients there. This is our staff. We have 5 counselors that spread across the whole state. We have 2 outreach coordinators and an administrative support staff. Now, what can Arkansas PTAC do for you? As I stated, we do have these virtual trainings that we're doing right now, and they're group live trainings, and all of these are posted about a week delay on our website. We provide one-on-one counseling. We have assistance from our counselors in providing interpretation of government bids. We can help review a proposal for you and explain all of the requirements. We have a bid matching service that we do, and essentially, you know, you give us your industry type and we look up a code and we match all of the available government contracts to your specific industry, and we email them to you. It could be a daily email depending on how much availability is out there. We also can help guide you with subcontract assistance. So if you don't feel like you're ready for a prime contract, we can navigate the subcontracting world for you. Our focus areas are anything government related, so local, state, or federal contracts. We can help with any vendor registrations that state of Arkansas might have, or the federal government, such as SAM. And as a little plug, I'll speak about this later on, but we do have an upcoming System for Awards Management, or SAM, training in October. We can help you with small business certifications, and we also have an upcoming training on that. And we're going to collaborate with SBA on and a few other resource partners on that upcoming training. And we can certainly help you market to the government. We can help you with your capability statement, which is essentially a resume for your business. It lists all of your certifications, it lists all of your industry codes, could potentially list some of your past performance on there. And then any training and information concerning federal acquisition regulations or state procurement procedures, regulations, our counselors are there to help you. And all of this is available at no cost to you. What we can't do, we don't have any grants, we don't give out any kind of money. Unfortunately, that's just not how we're set up to work. We can't provide any references or endorsements for your company. Now, if you're a client of ours and you give us permission, we will most certainly highlight your business through a success story. We're very proud of our clients, and we're very proud when they win government contracts. And if you give us permission, we'll put that out there on our website and our monthly newsletter. We cannot prepare your bid for you or tell you what prices to charge. You know your business the best, and you're the best person to do that. We can't help you with any legal actions. We can't help you sue the government, unfortunately. We can explain to you the process to do that, but we can't help you in that action. And of course, our counselors and myself cannot receive any payment or gifts for these services. This is our website. It is uaex.edu/PTAC. And as you can see here, all of our steps for how you get started as an Arkansas PTAC client, all of our upcoming trainings are here, services we provide, our monthly newsletters are stored here. We have several government websites and information under the resources tab, and all of our staff contact is here also. These are the upcoming trainings that we have just next month. So we have a navigating system for awards management that Deborah Garcia is going to teach for us, and that's going to be October 8th. We have a government certifications for contracting course. This one is not PTAC hosted, but Max Franks is going to be presenting on our behalf. And so he'll be speaking about service disabled veteran-owned small business certifications, and I believe SBA is also going to be presenting on their set-aside certification programs. We have a marketing to the government course that your lovely host, Liz Russell, will be teaching for us on October 21st. And with that said, here's our contact information. And just as a reminder, we are conducting all of our one-on-one counseling and all of our events virtually and for the immediate future. So our Little Rock number is here. That rolls directly to one of our counselors, and we'll put you in touch with the right person. Bentonville number goes direct to Max Franks. So if you're in Northwest Arkansas, feel free to utilize Max for all of your government contracting needs. And if you are new and you would like to request an appointment with a counselor, we have our general email address there and our website and staff contact info. So with that, I will stop screen sharing and turn it back over to Liz as our host.
Melanie, thank you. And we should probably also mention that it's almost the new year for us, right? Because the new federal spending year begins October the 1st. So that's how we set our watches around here. I'm wondering if I would love for Jerry Talbert. Jerry, if you are still online. Jerry is the Deputy Director of the Arkansas District Office of the Small Business Administration. He's just been here a few months. He has hit the ground running. He is a wealth of conversation, a wealth of knowledge about government contracting. And Jerry, I can't tell if you're still there, but if you are, would you take yourself off mute and just say a few words?
Thank you very much for the introduction. Can you hear me okay?
You're a little bit, you may need to get a little bit closer to your mic. I can hear you, but not well.
How's this?
Better, thank you.
Great. Well, thank you for the introduction and for the opportunity to take this moment to speak to all of our small businesses who are participating today. Today we're going to be talking about the Women-Owned Business Program and the changes that are coming that are going to affect the certification process to register for small business contracting. I've been on ground here as the Deputy District Director for the state of Arkansas since the 1st of April. And my primary mission, aside from leading the staff and assisting the director in leading the direction of the SBA district office here, is contract. So since I have been on ground, we have done a lot of work to try to level the playing field for our small businesses, make awareness that our small businesses are here, and to interact with these procurement agencies all throughout the states about utilizing small businesses that live and work and contribute to the economy of our great state of Arkansas. And since we've started engaging, we have made a lot of gains. We've covered a lot of grounds. We've done a lot of training with them, and really the relationships that we have re-engaged with and are really starting to bear a lot of contracts. Since the end of July, we brought in roughly a little over $7 million worth of contracts to our small businesses. Most of those are in our 8A program. We are also looking to enhance our woman-owned small business program, and we had a near miss with that, almost to the point of a contract award, but then at the last second, the contract agency went a different direction. But that's okay, because that's how contracting works. You have peaks and valleys, and it's all good. So we're here to advocate for you. Anything we can do to support you, we're going to do it. So I think it's just important for you to realize that we got your back, and we're working every day to try to get these programs out there and get the word out. So other than that, thank you for your time. I'll be listening in on this. And Derrick Andrews, who's our outreach and marketing specialist, is going to be teaching you about the small business program. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry, and thank you for just all the energy you have brought to the state of Arkansas here in this short period of time, and your advocacy for our small businesses. We really can feel the impact. So just a couple of things about our format before I turn it over to Derrick. Let's see, he is going to go through his presentation and take questions at the conclusion. So I would ask you to go ahead and keep yourselves on mute. But if you have a question and want to go ahead and drop it into the chat box while he's talking, by all means, feel free to do that. We'll try to monitor that. And just a reminder for those of you who came in late, we will be sending out a copy of his presentation in an email within 24 hours, as well as some of the handouts he's going to be sharing. So with that, Derrick, I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you very much, Liz. My name is Derrick Andrews, and I am an outreach and marketing specialist for the district office. And I'd like to thank my Deputy District Director, Mr. Jerry Talbot, for joining us today. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. So when buying goods and services, the federal government limits competition for certain contracts to women-owned small businesses that participate in the U.S. Small Business Administration's contracting program. So becoming certified for the WOSB Federal Contracting Program means your business is eligible to compete for WOSB Federal Contracting Program set-aside contracts within eligible industries. These contracts are in industries where women-owned small businesses are underrepresented. Today, I will be giving you a brief overview of the Women-Owned Small Business Program to explain the current process, benefits, and recent changes for those processes as it affects the program. So you guys may be asking yourself, what is a set-aside So to help level the playing field for small businesses, what the government does is limit the competition for certain contracts to small businesses. Those contracts are called small business set-asides. And what they do is to help small businesses compete for and win federal contracts. So the overall federal government goal for small prime contracting is 23%. But as you can see here on the slides, there are goals specifically for women-owned small businesses, small disadvantaged, hub zone, and disabled vet businesses as well. But today we will focus on the women-owned small business. So as I said before, the program is geared towards leveling the playing field for women small businesses, which allows set aside specifically for women-owned businesses in eligible industries. The goal for the program is to specifically give women-owned small businesses 5% of all annual prime contracts each year. It also allows sole source contracts under specific circumstances, which are $6.5 million for manufacturing and $4 million for services. So upcoming certification changes. So the SBA is making it easier for qualified small businesses to participate in the WOSB Federal Contracting Program by improving the customer experience. So at this time, the SBA is strengthening oversight and maintaining the integrity of the certification process. The changes will make it easier and more efficient for contracting officers to set aside contracts for and make awards to firms certified as WOSBs. These regulations state that as of October 15, 2020, businesses competing for WOSB Federal Contracting Program set-aside contracts will have to be certified either through the SBA's new free online certification process at beta.certify.SBA.gov, including uploading TPC or third-party certifier documentation for processing. Please remove current information from the WOSB repository located at certify.SBA.gov and upload it to the new beta.certify.SBA.gov. Please note that the current self-certification process will remain available for firms until October 15th of 2020. So I'll let you take a look at this timeline for a few seconds. As you can see, everything started moving of May this year. So firms can begin submitting applications under the new SBA certification process for initial processing starting after July 15th. And firms that are TPC certified must create a new account in the new certification platform and upload their TPC certificate for SBA to complete the initial processing. And as you guys can see, October 15th, SBA will begin issuing decisions on those certifications. So we have some certification changes resources. So if you'd like updates about the WOSB program, please visit SBA.gov/WOSB ready or contact your local SBA regional and district offices for more information. When visiting the website, please pay strict attention to the latest frequently asked questions and certification options table for certification changes. So what is WOSB Ready? It's SBA's campaign to raise awareness of the upcoming changes to the WOSB Federal Contracting Program. So the SBA wants small business owners to consider if they are eligible and ready to compete in the federal marketplace. So our outreach program has partnered with Women Impacting Public Policy and on initiatives like Challenge Her, which boosts contracting opportunities for women-owned small businesses. We've hosted numerous events across the country for WOSBs and government officials. We worked on expanding partnerships with other stakeholders and SBA resource partners for fiscal year 20. We also increased sharing updates on SBA's LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter pages, and conducted numerous informational webinars. Is the WOSB certification appropriate for you? So you must be a small business concern for the primary NAICS code or contract. Not all NAICS codes are authorized for use under the WOSB Federal Contracting Program. So what it does, it classifies your business based on the particular product or service that you may supply. So you must be at least 51% owned and controlled by one or more women who are U.S. citizens. The 51% ownership must be direct and unconditional. Also, there is no minimum amount of time for the business to have been operational. So a woman must manage the daily business operation. And what this means is a woman must hold the highest officer position within the business. The woman must work at the business full-time during normal working hours. The woman must have managerial experience required to run the business. And women must make long-term decisions for the business. So economically disadvantaged requirements to qualify. So small businesses seeking EDWOSB, economically disadvantaged certifications, will have to submit additional information demonstrating an economic disadvantage. So effective July 15th of this year, the SBA has adjusted the standards for determining an economic disadvantage for participants in the 8A business development and also the WOSB federal contracting programs. And they include the net worth of an individual claiming economic disadvantage must be less than $750,000. The adjusted gross income of the individual averaged over the 3 preceding years must be less than $350,000. And also the fair market value of all the individual's assets, including primary residence and the value of the individual's firms, must be less than $6 million. As a side note, I want to let you guys know that the SBA will also look at a spouse's finances if the spouse has a role in the WOSB, has lent money to, or provided financial support, including credit or guarantee of the loan to the business. The women eligibility process. So on, let's see here. So on July 15th, as I said before, firms can begin submitting applications under the new certification process for initial processing. So further instructions for the new certification process will be detailed very soon. So for the eligibility process, number one, register in SAM. And this is where a lot of confusion comes in. A lot of personnel who are interested in getting into the program they usually contact the SBA, which we will help you, but we do not sit with individuals and personally go line by line as far as filling out the application. But step one is to get registered in SAM. And what it is, SAM stands for System for Award Management. And it's a registration system owned by GSA and located at www.sam.gov. So SAM is where companies represent their eligibility for federal contracts, representations, and certifications. So in order to begin the process of certifying as a WOSB or an EDWOSB, you must first establish a user account on the SAM site and then register your entity in SAM. Step 2, submit the application. Step 3, represent your status as a WOSB, EDWOSB on the SAM site by checking the boxes as appropriate to indicate your status as a WOSB. As a side note, all required documents must be uploaded before representing as a WOSB or EDWOSB. Penalties for false representation are steep. So here we're just taking a quick glance over what the SAM site would show. Give you guys a second to look at that. I'm actually going to, at the end of the presentation, I'm going to take you guys there to have a look. So certify.SBA.gov. So SBA certification portal where businesses can submit documents to seek SBA certifications. And what this does, it pulls business information from the sam.gov site. SBA plans to add other certification programs to certify.SBA.gov in the future. Forms are completed online and no longer required to upload WOSB federal contracting certifications and personal financial statements. Certification questions are filtered by business organization. You must complete a WOSB or EDWOSB certification questionnaire or application and add documents to the question when prompted to be reviewed by the contracting officer when in line for an award. So I'll take a quick glance here. As you guys can see, for fiscal year 19, it was a historic high of $22 billion. We have the top 5 agencies below that participate in the WOSB Prime Contracting Program. As you guys can see, SBA is number 1 at 28.52%. And also we have other federal agencies participating as well. So WOSB and EDWOSB set aside contracts. So remember that a WOSB must be a small business concern for the primary NAICS code or contract which classifies your business based on the particular product or service that you may supply. So currently there are 364 codes for women-owned small businesses and 80 for EDWOSBs. For the rule of 2, in general, if there are at least 2 small businesses that could do work for a fair price, the contract should be set aside exclusively for small businesses to compete for. If there are fewer than 2, you may be authorized to create a sole source contract, or otherwise you may offer it for full and open competition. So here's a quick glance. If you guys are out there, I would write this down. This is one of the most important FAR regulations, 19.1506 for the WOSB program sole source awards. This provides information and conditions when trying to gain a sole source award. It explains the contracting officer's instructions and also provides instructions on what you must do when trying to win a sole source award. So I will keep this regulation in mind. So WOSB and EDWOSB sole source contracts. So a sole source WOSB contract can be awarded if there's a reasonable expectation that 2 or more qualified WOSBs will submit offers. The contracting officer must determine that the qualified small business is responsible and determine that the contract can be awarded at a fair price. So the following conditions must be met. Is the contract in a WOSB, EDWOSB eligible NAICS code? Can the contract be awarded to the WOSB, EDWOSB at a fair and reasonable price? Is the contract including options valued at $6.5 million or less for manufacturing contracts, or $4 million or less for all other contracts? And the determination of the contracting officer, is there a reasonable expectation that there is only one WOSB, EDWOSB that can perform? So let's talk about marketing. So you should have requirements for your business to have a marketing plan and or strategy to proactively self-market your programs or services in order to succeed in the WOSB Federal Contracting Program. Determine which federal agencies buy your product or service and get to know them. Identify the contracting procedures of those agencies and the personnel who make buying decisions. Find out if your target agencies require you to register in their database in order to do business with them. Also, focus on opportunities within your niche and prioritize. So sometimes we have businesses out there, they don't focus on their niche per se, because they see a lot of the contracting dollars that are out there. So we get some businesses saying that they can do everything, but what we need you guys to do is just to focus on your expertise. And also make contacts, attend small business events and network your business to gain exposure to key agencies. So just to remember, registering your business is not enough to obtain a federal contract. Ultimately, you are responsible for your own success, and you will need to market your business to attract attention from federal agencies. So getting the most out of the contracting program. So currently there are 444 NAICS codes eligible for set-aside and sole source awards under WOSB. To check which NAICS codes are authorized under the Federal Contracting Program, remember to visit SBA.gov/WOSB. A WOSB or EDWOSB may establish a joint venture with another small business to pursue a WOSB Federal Contracting Program contract. The SBA does not approve these joint venture agreements, but will process protests challenging the eligibility of joint ventures as a WOSB or EDWOSB. So you should perform market research to identify federal agencies that purchase your products, review agency procurement forecasts and expiring procurements, market your firm's capabilities to agencies, and also consider this all small mentor protege program and joint ventures to allow your firm to pursue larger contracting opportunities. So here is a snapshot of what the with the new certification link shows currently. As you guys can see in the top left-hand corner at https://beta.certify.SBA.gov is the link to get there. I'm just going to let you guys look at this for a second. I'm going to actually take you guys and show you guys an easier way that's going to take you step by step if you guys were to get lost later. So contact us for more information and keep us informed of events. Go to www.sba.gov/WOSB ready. For questions and concerns on the WOSB Federal Contracting Program, you can email the WOSB@SBA.gov. Also, for technical questions on the WOSB Program Repository, please email help@certify.SBA.gov. And also for technical issues with the new beta.certify.SBA.gov site, you should submit a help ticket to the help beta certify@SBA.gov. And also here is a link for the women-owned small business preparation checklist as well. And also we have a link here for the Office of Government Contracting, which is located in Washington, D.C. Here is a few other resources. There are several resources available to help answer questions about the WOSB Federal Contracting Program. We have the PCRs, the Small Business Administration district offices, of course. We have women's business centers, and also our favorite resource personnel, the Procurement Technical Assistance Centers. And also we have SCORE, the Service Corps of Retired Executives, for free business advice. And also you can call the SBA answer desk at 1-800-827-5722. Thank you. And Liz, I think we are ready for the questions. But I actually want to take them to my business resource guide that we're going to be sharing with them to get them familiar with how it works. Is that okay?
Yeah, Derrick, let's do that first because that may actually answer some of the questions.
Okay. So as you guys can see here, this is a small business resource guide that I produced. And what it is, you know, some personnel out there, no matter where you're located, maybe in rural counties, they have a hard time locating information and they may get confused a little bit. So I came up with this business resource guide, you know, to take you guys directly to the source of the questionings that you may have. So if you were interested in starting a new business, if you needed funding for your business, the different loan programs, also the lenders as well. Here is that next codes link. And also we have it for the small business next codes for all small businesses, as well as the 8A development program and so forth. But what I want to show you guys is a video here. After you get off, you guys might be anxious enough to go ahead and start submitting your information for the certification process. So let me go here. So I started at the top and I just scrolled down here, and this is the only one with the red arrow that's taking you to the video before you apply. So let's take a look. I'm going to select this, and it should take me to a video to provide us a step-by-step informational guide. Let's see. This video here shows you step-by-step guidance if you guys were to get confused when uploading information to the certification portal. And it also explains what each thing explains but it is one of my, I love it because this is the go-to thing that is going to be implemented, you know, starting October 15th. And you guys, you know, we may not be on the web with you guys, but you guys can all just come right here and it's going to walk you through everything. Let's see. So yeah, the next codes for the women-owned small businesses. Let's try that one. Here we go. So it's going to take you to the SBA website for qualifying next codes for the women-owned small business. You can scroll down here, and this is where they all start. It actually explains what's a WOSB, and also should have, there you go, EDWOSB. And these are the different next codes right out here to the left. Also, if you want to actually download this to an Excel spreadsheet, you just click download and open file. And what it is right now currently is pulling up both together. So you guys can see at the bottom of the screen here is WOSB or EDWOSB, and it provides all the next codes in order for either program, or you could look at both. So what I would do, let's say you didn't have a clue on how to find some. Let's say, if you wanted to open a salon, so you Control F, and let's say salon. Let's see if it finds it. Boom, and there it is, beauty salons, and the next code is 812112. Let's see what else here. Construction is a popular one. And there's a ton for construction, and you just keep going and going. All right. But yeah, this is right here is updated as well. And like I said, this is one of my go-to when locating your next codes for you guys out there. Let's get out of this. And I mean, if you guys didn't want to download this Excel spreadsheet, I would just Control F it here. And you could just type in salon. And it pops up. There's the next codes right there to the left and right. To the left. Let's get out of this. Let's do one more here. A lot of our personnel out there want to know how to search for contracts. So I added a government contracting search tutorial as well to help businesses out here. Let's just click on here for a few seconds and see where it takes us. And as I said before, this is a step-by-step process as well to help you guys to locate it, federal contracts there, and you know, you can go step by step. Just click on each of these links if you are interested in, you know, funding your business. Let's see, boom, right there, fund your business. You just click the link, and it just takes you directly to our SBA site and gets you guys started. There are other things on here. Here's the Mentor Protege program, as well as other, you know, Arkansas Women's Business Center. We have for vets, the ASB TDC, and so forth. But we will be providing you guys a copy of this at the end of the presentation.
Derrick, that is a fantastic resource. Yeah, I think that's going to save me as a counselor probably, and our clients a whole lot of time. So we will be providing that along with a copy of the slides. We did have some questions come up in the chat while you were presenting, and Jerry did a good job of addressing them, but we've got a few minutes, and I just want to make sure everyone got clarity on the questions that they had. So the first question, Lisa Farrell had a question, and I just want to make sure that you got the information that you needed. Lisa, if you're still here, the question was, and I know a lot of people were wondering the same thing, which was, hold on, scroll back up here. If I understand correctly, even if we are previously self-satisfied, self-certified, we have to submit new documents. Is that correct? So, Lisa, did you get clarity on that?
I think so, but I think the answer is yes, that we have to, even though we're previously self-certified, but I just wanted to sort of triple check.
Lisa, if your documents are currently in the repository, I will pull those documents out and upload it to the new beta.certify.gov. So
Okay.
save you some time there.
And do those documents disappear from where they're currently uploaded, like the 15th or something like that?
I haven't had clarification on that, but I would just go ahead because it's open right now and just do it.
Okay. All right,
And let me piggyback with a question of my own. I've had some clients. So the documents that may have been uploaded, you know, for instance, there may be corporate minutes that have occurred since that time. There could possibly have been a change in corporate structure since that time. So it's not simply always going to be a matter of just downloading and uploading, correct? They need to have the most current tax returns and so forth when they go to certify.
Of course. Yes, Liz, of course.
Okay. All right. And then I do believe that Ms. Taylor's question, I believe both you and Jerry have provided good answers to in terms of what NAICS codes do or do not apply. That link is provided here in the chat, and it will also then be, the link is in the handout that we just reviewed.
Okay.
All right, but wait, there's more. There was an ownership question, and Caitlin Bailey, if you're still here, this is something we sometimes see. This is a scenario where a business has 3 owners, okay? One woman owns 50%, one woman owns 25%, and then a male owns the remaining balance. So the first question, yes, the business can register, but then I think the follow-on question was, who all needs to submit financial statements and financial information?
It should be the primary owner of the business, the primary owner.
Okay.
So that would be the person that owns the 50%.
Right, correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, so Caitlin, you're good? Okay. All right, let me keep scrolling, and others, if you have questions you want to drop in here, that'd be fine. Jerry, you did a great job of answering questions as we went. Let me see.
Yeah, Jerry, I think you're going to have to participate in all of our live trainings from now on.
Yeah. Let's see, will copy of the slides be sent out after the presentation? Tom Holloway, yes, we will, as well as some other really good resources that the office has prepared. And there's some questions about SBA funding and so forth. Mr. Mueller, we probably won't go into that because that's kind of outside the scope of our topic today. But Derrick, it's safe to say that in the handout that you sent, if somebody was wanting to connect with a financial institution, what resource in your handout would you suggest they pursue?
It actually, it is the 4th one down. It says, fund your business. Also there's another one that says small business loan, and those 2 links will take you directly to our funding programs. And also, if you want to learn about the 7A loan program or the 504 program, I also have those links embedded, as well as small business lenders who participate in the SBA loan programs as well. So these links will take them directly to what they're needing to know.
Perfect. And then Daniel had a question. and I just want to make sure, Sharon, that you were able to see Jerry's response. If the woman owns 51% of the business and is vice president, does her not holding the president position disqualify the business? And Jerry's response to that was typically, and if I'm understanding what you're saying, it's less a matter of the corporate title, but more documenting that the woman manages day-to-day operations, correct?
Yes, Liz, that is correct.
Great. All right. And then after October 15th, is there an expected extended waiting time for approval because of the number of applications expected to be submitted?
I'm gonna, okay, go ahead, Jerry.
I was just going to say, right now, there's been no discussion about, I'm assuming the question relates to the current self-certification process and whether that is currently going to be extended. So no, that self-certification is not going to extend. So as of October 15th, the current women-owned small businesses who are currently self-certified, their certification process has ended. And it's a great concern to the SBA. We talk about this in great depth. Each week, each district office in the 50 states has a conference call with SBA headquarters and all the divisions at headquarters. And right now, out of all of the WOSBs who are currently self-certified, there's a very, very low percentage of those businesses who are currently going through the new certification process. So this is the perfect time if you're wanting to get into government contracting and or to get certified. If you're currently self-certified, this is the time to do it because you're going to be ahead of the pack.
Great, thank you. Okay, well, it's almost 3 o'clock and we do our best to start on time and end on time. We know you all have businesses to run. So just to reiterate a few things, you will be getting a copy of the presentation and the resource guide that you've seen here. That's going to be email number 1 that you get from us, but then shortly after that, be on the lookout for a survey from us. This virtual training is new territory for us, so it's real important that you let us know how we're doing. So please do take a minute to respond when you receive that. Let's see. I thought, nope. I would say, never mind, I'm not. Watch your inbox. I think most of you are getting our newsletter for our upcoming trainings, but the next one is October the 8th. Thank you, Melanie. There it is right in front of you. The recording will be posted on our website. And then finally, if any of you would like some direct one-on-one assistance, either with walking through the certification requirements, searching for opportunities, anything at all, that's what PTAC's here for. So 501-671-2390 if you'd like a one-on-one, or just drop a request in the chat box. Derrick, Jerry, thank you so much for joining us. And we will